iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto, get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. And that is right. We are heading into week 1 of the NFL season. Unreal. We have finally got here. It seems like we spent months and months discussing fantasy draft strategy and what to do and which players we like. And the crazy thing is, I'm not done drafting. I'm going to Las Vegas in a couple of days. That's right. Going out to Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm going to be at the Palms Hotel, and I will be drafting, let's see, Thursday night, Friday afternoon, Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. I got 6 drafts going on when I'm in Vegas, and I'll be watching the game Sunday. We're doing our radio shows from Vegas. We've got a radio show out there on Wednesday. We've got a radio show out there on Friday and Saturday. It's going to be some great stuff. So truly, truly excited about what is happening over the next couple of days. It's the main event out in Las Vegas. Who's going to be the Fantasy Football World Champion? I don't know. But I'll tell you this. I think if you are the Fantasy Football World Champion, you won't have any Buffalo Bills on your roster. It is such a mess in Buffalo right now. I just don't even know what's going on. Seriously. Tyrod Taylor is injured. They signed Joe Webb. I mean, when you're signing Joe Webb, it's already bad news, right? And it seems like they're signing guys who Sean McDermott is familiar with. Oh, yeah, you played for the Panthers? When, in 1922? All right, we'll take you. I mean, really, Joe Webb? Hey, that's not good. So, Joe Webb is there now. Nathan Peterman is most likely going to start. I mean, I told you, I think Nathan Peterman was going to start at some point this year. I just didn't think it was going to be week 1. Jordan Matthews is not 100% yet. He hasn't been cleared to play. And if all this wasn't amazing and a nightmare, they cut Jonathan Williams. Who saw that coming? Now, the interesting thing was, I saw that coming. There was a time, I can't remember who it was. I think it's my friend Joey Brown. And he said, who do I think is the backup in Buffalo? And I said, Mike Tolbert. And he goes, what about Jonathan Williams? And I said, I think it's Mike Tolbert. And once again, I will tell you why I think it's Mike Tolbert. I think that Sean McDermott is going with guys he knows. You come in as a new coach, one of 2 things usually happens. You play with the guys you have there, or you put a stamp on the team. McDermott's putting a stamp on the team. You out, you in, you out, you in. I don't know you, I don't like you, you're out. I used to coach you, you're good, you're in. Mike Tolbert he trusts. He likes Mike Tolbert. So Mike Tolbert, if God forbid something happens to LaShawn McCoy, Mike Tolbert is going to get a few carries. Now, Mike Tolbert is built like a bowling ball, and I like Mike Tolbert. I'm not saying I don't, but who saw Jonathan Williams leaving this team? I know I didn't. I didn't see that coming at all. I didn't see that coming at all. So here we are, 3 or 4 days before the season starts, and how many of us, including myself, had Jonathan Williams on a bunch of teams? So what happens to Jonathan Williams? I think he gets picked up. I've got to think that some team out there will want this guy. I can't imagine that there's one team in the NFL. I'm looking here now. Right? Who wouldn't want this guy? Arizona? I think he's better than Andre Ellington. I mean, how about, maybe Carolina? How about the Bills? They could use him. I mean, there are a lot of teams that could use him. Cleveland? Why not Jonathan Williams instead of Matt Days? I don't know. Denver? Detroit instead of Zach Zenner? I'd like to see him at all these places. So right now, I'm absolutely and unequivocally worried about the Buffalo Bills. I think this team is a mess. Okay? I think this team is a mess. And I think right now, if we really look at it, Miami and New England have to get big bumps up fantasy-wise. So Miami, right, plays the Jets in week 3. They play the Jets in week 7. Well, they play Buffalo in 15. Sadly, they play Buffalo in 17. But that's 3 wins right there. I know week 17, most of us don't play, right? But week 15, you don't think the Buffalo Bills are done? You don't think they've given up? I know the Dolphins don't like playing in the cold weather, but I got to believe that's going to be a high-scoring game for the Dolphins. How about New England? Jets in week 6, Buffalo in 13, Buffalo in 16, Jets in 17. Sad about 17 with the Jets, but they get Buffalo twice from week 13 to 16. So here you are, you have the New England Patriots, you own Tom Brady, and in those critical weeks he gets Buffalo twice when you know Buffalo's done? I don't know. Maybe I'm bumping Brady up those draft boards. Maybe I'm bumping up Brady up those draft boards. Now, I know that they have Buffalo, then they're at Miami and at Pittsburgh. But you know that Pittsburgh game is going to be a high-flying, high-scoring game. You know that. I may be slightly more into Tom Brady than people think. I'm just throwing that out there. I know I have Brady on like 1 or 2 teams. Maybe I need him on another 2 or 3 teams. I'm just mentioning it. That's a pretty good end-of-year schedule. That's a pretty tight end-of-year schedule. So what about these schedules? What about NFL schedules? What do I do with them right now? I don't do much with them, except I look for holes like that. If I see a team that really looks crappy, I'll wonder, who do they play at the end of the year? So for Buffalo, I see that Indianapolis, Miami, New England. So I know Buffalo's in big trouble, but New England gets them twice, like I said. Bump up to New England, right? I look at bad teams and see who they're playing at the end, and I bump up the other guys. Now, can I do that for everybody now? No, I can't. You know I can't. Because we don't know that the Chargers are going to be a 9-17 or 7-9. We don't know if the Lions are going to be 10-6 or 6-10. We do know the Bills are going to suck. We do know the Jets are going to suck. That we know. So why isn't everybody looking at the Jets' schedule and trying to figure out who to play? Right? Drew Brees gets the Jets in week 15 at home. You don't think that's going to be like his best game of the year? So tell me, who's going to cover Michael Thomas in that game? See, I will mention this all year long. The winning weeks are weeks 14, 15, and 16. Now, we could argue, but Dr. Roto, I got to get to the playoffs. I understand that. But getting to the playoffs is nice, but I need to win. So I want to see who those guys have in those winning weeks. Can I get there? If I can get there, I can win it. I've said this on this podcast more times than I can count. I was the second to last team in a high-stakes league going into week 14. I was the second to last team in. And I ended up coming in 6th overall because I got hot on the right weeks. 2 years ago, I was the number 2 team overall going in. And I ended up coming in like 80th or 100th because I had a crappy week 14. You can't have a bad week when it counts the most. You can't. That's when you have to be at your best. Okay? You got to get to the playoffs. You got to be perfect. I mean, really, to win the $150,000, you pretty much have to be perfect. But you got to get the points, and you got to get to the game. And when you get there, you got to go find the Bills and the Jets and find those teams and beat the crap out of them. That's what you need to do. So I'm looking at teams right now, and I did this, and I have an article coming up today on Scout Fantasy. So, things I'm thinking about right now, right? It was a prescription notes article. But I'm thinking about, for example, the Baltimore Ravens. I think picking on the Baltimore Ravens the beginning part of this year might be interesting, right? The Baltimore Ravens at Cincinnati, Cleveland, and at Jacksonville. Well, let me ask you this. When was the last time Joe Flacco touched a ball? Has he ever really been out there with Danny Woodhead and Jeremy Maclin at the same time? Who the heck is the tight end on that team? Has this team had any time to gel? Brashard Perriman hasn't been on the field for how long now? So, do I think the Ravens are going to struggle in the first part of the year? Absolutely. Do I want to take advantage of that? You betcha. Are the Ravens going to go 0-3 to start this year? Wouldn't shock me. You think they're going into Cincinnati week 1 and winning? Seriously, I don't think so. Maybe week 2 against Cleveland, but I don't know. This could be a win for Cleveland. Right? Week 3 at Jacksonville, well, that's always Blake Bortles. So interestingly enough, if the Baltimore Ravens can beat 2-1 by week 4, they'll be okay. Right? If they can beat Jacksonville and Cleveland, even if they lose to Cincinnati, that might be very interesting because it's going to take them a couple of weeks to get used to each other. Right? It's going to take them a couple of weeks to get used to each other. All right, some bigger news here. First of all, Le'Veon Bell re-signed, 1 year, $12 million contract. You know he's coming in. He's going to play. Okay, he's playing. Am I worried about Le'Veon Bell? I'm not. I'm playing Le'Veon Bell. I'm going to take him if I'm drafting 1 or 2. I'm going to preferably take David Johnson 1, but I'll take Le'Veon Bell 1. I'll take Le'Veon Bell 2. Somebody's like, hey, Dr. Roto, what do you think? Maybe I should take Antonio Brown. Well, maybe you can, but I'll take Le'Veon Bell. You know, look, you don't think Le'Veon Bell knows what to do. Do you think Le'Veon Bell needs to be in practice? Do you think he needs to play preseason to know how he's doing? Seriously. He knows the plays. Here's the play. Give me the ball, open a hole. That's the play. Give me the ball, open the hole. I'll find it. So I'm taking Le'Veon Bell too. Don't overthink it. If you're still drafting this week, which some people are, maybe you're drafting today, take Le'Veon Bell number 2 and be done with it. Ezekiel Elliott, I'm telling you, I said second round before. I'm going to say second round again. Something tells me that this guy might not have any time missed. What if I told you that? I know it's 6 games, but I'm telling you, he's going to come with a decision today or tomorrow. Then they're going to block the suspension. They're going to do whatever they can. Maybe he gets a game. I don't know. But if I'm picking 10, 11, or 12, and he's there in the second round, I'm taking him with my second round pick. Maybe not my first round pick, but absolutely my second round pick. Some people are like, look, I'm drafting. Should I take him at 3? I don't hate that either. I don't think he gets 6 games. I could be wrong. I could send this podcast out to you today, and I say he gets nothing. He gets 6 games tomorrow. That's the gamble we take. That's called fantasy sports. But if I had to go to Vegas and I had to drop some money of my own on when I thought he was going to play, I would put some money on week 3. How about that? Let me take a look at the schedule here. Dallas has the Giants, Denver, Arizona. I think he's playing by the time they're home against the Rams. I think he does. I think he's playing by week 4. I think he's playing before that, but I mean, look, what if he takes it to the courts? What if he takes it to the courts? It's quite possible that he does do that. Okay? It's quite possible that he does do that. And if he does, he may be playing right away. So I'm just throwing that out there for you. It's quite possible he doesn't see any time lost. All right, so I did a draft yesterday, and it's my last online championship before I get to Vegas. And I saw some crazy, crazy things here last night. Cray. Amir Abdullah, 3rd round? Amir Abdullah went in the 3rd round. I was shocked. So let me talk about that in general. You may like a guy, and I get that you may like a guy. You love Amir Abdullah. You just love Amir Abdullah. You're this guy. You love him. Your middle name is Amir. Your last name is Abdullah, and you just love this guy. I get it. But there's no reason to take him in the 3rd round. Not when this guy is going in the 5th and 6th round. You just don't need to do that. So if you are drafting in the next few days, I get that you want to get your guy. I get it. Makes sense to me. I understand it. But don't take a guy 3 rounds too early. Maybe 1 round too early. I'll give you 1 round. But I won't give you 2 or 3. There was no way Amir Abdullah was going to go before round 5 or 6 in this draft. Was he going to go before Lamar Miller? Was he going to go before Bilal Powell? I don't know about that. This guy went as the 15th running back off the board. And what you did was I got Isaiah Crowell 2 picks later. So not only did you take Abdullah, you gave me a gift. Thank you very much. I appreciate your gift. Christmas came early. Yesterday, unreal. David Johnson goes 1. Le'Veon Bell goes 2. No problem. Antonio Brown goes 3. I'm okay. Zeke Elliott goes 4. I'm with you. Odell Beckham goes 5. Okay. Melvin Gordon 6. Devonta Freeman 7. Mike Evans 8. I got Julio Jones Roto at 9. 9? I haven't seen Julio Jones Roto go at 9 ever. Seriously, ever. So here I am. My first picks are Julio Jones, Jay Ajayi, Isaiah Crowell, and Demaryius Thomas, who I'm getting as the 17th receiver off the board. That's a pretty good start. Right? You can't give gifts this time of year. It's not Christmas time. So, yes, you may like Abdullah. I get it. I understand it, and I get it. But you can't take a guy 2 rounds too early. You're just helping other teams out. Now, I appreciate the help, mind you. I got 2 little Rotos. They got to go to college one day. So I need the money. So I do appreciate it. But you know what? You want Abdullah. Take him a round before he's supposed to go. Not 2 or 3 rounds before he's supposed to go. That's crazy. Okay? I get that you want your guy. I get it. But don't be crazy. Because you will ruin your team and you will help somebody else. So not only will you ruin your team, you'll help me so much that you won't be able to beat me. So unless Amir Abdullah has the career year, which is possible, by the way, I don't expect it, but it is possible, you're not winning this league. I'm winning this league because you left me the better player. That's why ADPs exist. Now, you want to go outside the ADP a little bit? I'm okay with that. But not 3 rounds? Okay. Time now to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. It's still not too late to draft. Go to playffwc.com right now. Get into one of our games. Get right into best payouts. Best payouts. We're talking about great customer service, easy to use draft room. I mean, I've been using it all summer long. It's terrific. Okay, next, I want you to join scoutfantasy.com. Enter the promo code ROTO2017. Get half off your first month. And then coming this week, we are truly excited about Scout DFS. Scout is having a daily site with our optimizer, with our Scout scores. Fuego Steve is going to be there. SD Chickens is going to be there. Sean Childs is going to be there. Dr. Roto is going to be there. It has got some absolutely great stuff for you to help you win in daily because I need you to be my rich friend. I need another rich friend, and I'm hoping it's going to be you. So check that out. It's coming any day now. It'll be ready. I think it's today. If not today, then tomorrow. Truly excited about what's going on there. Be part of the Scout Army. All right, guys, wishing you a wonderful Labor Day. Be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!